Hey guys, quick welcome to Leo, Frederick, David, Wilder and Mikhail. Thanks for joining the Patreon. Today's video is something a little bit different. Just got the baby to sleep, so there'll be no ripping riffs or anything like that. You would have seen the title by now. This is a video about string gauge, and ironically, stop listening to YouTube or YouTubers about what string gauge you should be using. What I'm going to do today is, instead of telling you what I think you should use, I'm going to tell you how I find the right strings for each of my guitars, and it's something that you can do yourself. And before I get into that, I'm going to be giving away this pedal at the end. I have a list of names that are the people from my Patreon, and I simply draw out a name and that person will win the pedal. So it could be going anywhere in the world. It could end up costing me a good chunk of my Patreon income to send it, but that's totally fine. That's all part of the deal. Now, getting on to the actual topic, the simplest and easiest way to work out what strings you like on your various guitars is firstly understanding that on each guitar, you will find different strings will work differently. Sorry, that didn't really make sense. So different gauge strings will have a different effect to different guitars. Okay, Marlo is going to make an appearance in today's video simply because Mum's out at the moment, and he was asleep, but he obviously wanted to take part. So what do you think about string gauge, buddy? Yeah, tell me about it. So basically, what the last thing I think I was saying was that different gauge strings will have a different effect on different guitars. So for example, on my Duo Jet, I just don't think, for me personally, especially with the finger picking and stuff, that anything under 11s is good or works for me. It's just, it lacks the tone that I want. It's sort of a little slim and everything kind of wiggles around under my hands. So, you know, I keep saying all these things about how good thin strings are. That's not going to work for me. That's insane. You know, they'll come off the bridge. On a Telecaster though, I probably like 10 to 46 at the most. How did I find that out? Well, I put 11 to 50s on it, I think they were, or something like that, and they just felt a little too fat. So I went down to 10 to 46. They felt about right. I may try putting some lighter gauge strings, and you're right there, buddy. I may put some lighter gauge strings, and I might find that I like that. Now, this process starts all over again when I pick up a different guitar and want to explore that process. And of course, you have guitars for 10, 15 years, and you're going to need to change the strings from time to time. Perfect opportunity to do it. So stop watching all those videos about what's the right string gauge and stuff, and just experiment and see what you like. I mean, if you put a set of strings on, okay, which I recommend doing yourself. Obviously, if you're paying someone $30 or, you know, $20 US or whatever it is each time you get the strings changed, you're probably going to want to try and, you know, get that right quickly. But if you can, you know, learn to change your strings properly yourself, you know, you change them, you don't like them, when you get time, you change them again. And I know sometimes it's hard because you're busy and got lots of commitments and working and, you know, things like this guy. Yeah, I mean, look, that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. What I'm telling you is you have the power to work out what strings you want to use on your guitar, and have an open mind with every single guitar. There's no right or wrong answer that's going to work across, you know, every guitar that you play. So I'm putting that one out there. It's a bit of a no BS approach, and it's fun listening to all these theories and stuff like that, but I also feel like you could probably be practicing and playing and having, you know, getting more out of your time than really stressing about that stuff, you know. Now, that's it for that. Let's draw the winner of the Ibanez delay through my Patreon. For anyone who signed up before, was it October or November? Can't remember now, but I've got everything in here. What is it now? It's November. Yeah, it's before November. So here we go. I'd get him to draw it out, but I'm not sure he's going to follow along just yet. Here we go. And the winner is Pieter van Jossen. There you go. Sorry, that was telling me that the battery was running low. So there we go. Pieter, you've won yourself an Ibanez DDL10 delay. Isn't that cool? Is that cool? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Pieter. Make sure you get in touch with me so I can send this out to you. If you're not a member of the Patreon, please consider joining. There's so much stuff on there. There's rockabilly, psychobilly, theory, and the theory stuff is relevant to all genres, just aimed a little bit at rockabilly and psychobilly, but especially the modes and stuff like that I've been going through. Totally relevant, and so much more good stuff to come. December's going to be massive because my workload's reduced in terms of my private students. So a lot to look forward to, guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, welcome Marlo to the fold.